Hello, everyone, in particular, boxing fans around the world. Welcome to another episode featuring Christian from the Friday Night Panel, speaking on the subject of the Olympics to be happening in Tokyo this July, here on Talkin Fight. So,
Fingers
what do you
crossed.
got lined up for what could possibly go wrong? All right, now we're good to go. Let's hear what your update is today.
Okay, well, fingers crossed that these do end up going forward. Like as always, no major personnel changes. But however, the governor of Japan's western region of Osaka has now officially canceled the upcoming public Olympic torch event amid a surge of COVID-19 cases. Now, most of you are going to remember last week we talked a little bit regarding Osaka Prefecture canceling public events surrounding the relay. But just for anyone who's watching who isn't up to date on their Japanese geography, Osaka is both the name of Japan's second smallest prefecture, as well as the name of a city within that prefecture. So think Quebec City, Quebec, or New York, New York. Give you an idea. So Olympic relay torchbearers will no longer be able to run through the public streets as had been planned. Events had been canceled, but the actual physical torch going through the streets had not until this point. Instead, the Tokyo 2020 Organizing Committee confirmed that the relay is now going to take place behind closed doors at the Expo 70 Commemorative Park in the city of Suita on April 13th and 14th. In a statement on Wednesday, organizers said that they would be working to, quote, ensure a safe environment for all torchbearers who wish to run there, with no spectators being admitted on either day. So Governor Hirofumi Yoshimura said that the speed of the infection was currently, quote, very fast, and the infection rate was, quote, very high, declaring a state of medical emergency in the region. So that's going to be a further scaling back, Graham, of the festive side of these games. As always, I will continue to bring you any updates as I come across them, as we see more things start to affect the actual running of these games themselves. Looking back into boxing specifically, though, there seems to be a couple of differences of opinion, as well as some red tape tripping up our friends in the Philippines and their national camp. National camp not being held in the Philippines currently. They are training in Thailand, in Bangkok. But again, some red tape and some differences of opinion kind of tripping the team up at the moment. The Association of Boxing Alliances in the Philippines, ABAP, just for short from her, had hoped that Filipino fighter Yumar Marcial would be able to join the team's national training camp in Bangkok, Thailand. Marcial, who's set to compete at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, has been training in the U.S. since this past October with professional boxing coach Freddie Roach. Many of you will know him as having mentored boxing's lone eight division world champion Manny Pacquiao. So he's in good hands, but he's not with the team. But with the Tokyo Games less than 4 months away, ABAP wants Marcial to focus on training for amateur boxing again. Now, ABAP Secretary General Ed Pixon was quoted as saying, "We are trying to convince him to join the team. This is the Philippine team to the Olympics, and it's better if he's with the team. The training here is specifically for the Olympics." But then we understand that he does have commitments other than ABAP. Pardon me. So ABAP had held a meeting with MP Promotions President Sean Givens, who felt that the best scenario was for the National Federation instead to send a boxing coach to the U.S. to work with Marcial. However, that coach has now encountered visa problems with getting into the U.S., which is further complicated by where they are right now and the NCR Plus enhanced community quarantine that's going on in Thailand. Pixon went on to say, we discussed it, and they said that Yumar's Olympic training should be carried out in the U.S. with the coach that he's requested. But that has hit a snag because of the visa issue, so we're trying to untangle that currently. Pixon also reassured Marcial that he has more than enough sparring partners in training camp. The national boxing team members, including Olympic qualifiers Irish Magno, women's boxing champion Nettie Petekiao, as well as Carlo Palom, are slated to join the 2021 Southeast Asia Games this upcoming November as well. So this training camp isn't only specifically for the Olympics, but also for the Southeast Asian Games that are coming up a little later on this year. Before that, though, obviously ABAP is also hoping to send Filipino fighters to the 2021 Asian Boxing Championships in New Delhi. And now those are supposed to be taking place running from May 21st through to the 31st, but the country, as we all know, is currently dealing with another surge in COVID-19 cases. So we're going to have to wait and see if that tournament goes off, comes off the way we're hoping it does. As uncertainty continues to surround the situation of all Filipino fighters, ABAP is still planning to let the team train abroad until the opening of the 2020 Olympics. Always 2020 in quotation marks. Marcial and Magno had both booked their tickets to the Tokyo Olympics through the Asia Oceania qualifier this past March, while Nedi Petecchio and Carla Pelham both earned their slots via their top Asian rankings under the new qualification system. So again, a bit of red tape and some differences of opinion between the pros and the amateur coaches as to what's going to be best for their gold medal hopes from Yumar Marcial. So we will continue to monitor that. I have a sneaking suspicion, though, that what Freddie Roach wants in this situation, Freddie Roach is going to get, being kind of the bigger name in boxing here. So we'll see what happens. But those are the headlines for today. And as always, I will keep you updated with anything new I come across, Graham.
That's awesome. Thanks very much for that update. Appreciate it. And I guess we'll see you tomorrow.
We'll talk then.
Thank you.